Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time, back with his Wednesday guest, Mr. Adrian Hernandez. How you doing, sir?
Yeah, I love these Wednesdays calls, man. And
They're fun for me, man. They're awesome.
I apologize. The last 2 weeks I got sick. Then I went to Sedona. I apologize.
You're all right. You're allowed to be a human being. You don't have to be here every week, but we're gonna have you for the next couple. That's good. So hey, you were just talking about some videos and some information you saw from Stansberry Research. Yes. So I thought we would actually record it so you can ask me some questions. Go ahead.
Yeah. So if you guys haven't YouTube Stansberry Research, there's some great information where they're interviewing people like Ray Dalio, right? They're interviewing people like Robert Kiyosaki, people that are part of hedge funds, top hedge fund managers. And they have this whole talk on hyperinflation. And my question to you, because, I'm 31 years old, right? Still learning a lot about this. And I hear hyperinflation, and the first thing that comes to my mind based on the videos I've looked at is what Germany did in the 1920s. And I try to connect the dots, but I still get a little confused. So I would like your thought on hyperinflation, what that means today. And for somebody that doesn't understand like all of the terminology, what is it in layman's terms?
Yeah, I'll do my best. Where I'm unclear, ask again. That's what this is all for. I'm helping you, but there's lots of people that have these questions. So first off, let's define what hyperinflation is, because lots of people, like thousands of people think what the US is in today is hyperinflation. So let's set the bar and let's level set there first. Hyperinflation is defined as 50% inflation monthly. That is what hyperinflation is. So we just had our CPI report today. It's high, it's hot, it's like 40 years high, but it was 8.3%. So 8.3% is not 50%. So the first thing to realize is people use the word hyperinflation because it creates a feeling. It creates nervousness. They're probably trying to sell you gold or some other thing like that. That's probably what they're trying to do. So we are not in hyperinflation. As the reserve currency of the world, it's very little chance that we will see true hyperinflation. It does happen. We have countries today in hyperinflation. I believe it's Lebanon just did 70%. I believe, is it Argentina or Brazil? Another South America country has hyperinflation. So it does happen, and it is happening across the country today, but it won't happen in the US. So let's just throw that away. Inflation is a problem. Inflation is a problem because it's known, Adrian, as what's called a regressive tax. No politician will ever call it a tax because it's not a way to get reelected. We want to tax the rich. We want to tax the billionaires. We want them to pay their fair share. Unfortunately, inflation hits the people that can afford it the most. People living paycheck to paycheck. People on fixed income. Oh my gosh, if you're on fixed income today, it's terrible, right? It hits what we do, right? What we eat, what we fill our tanks with, what we rent. It's getting worse, right? All of these things are going up. So the first thing I would tell you is the US very, 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 very unlikely to see true hyperinflation 50% a month. I suspect it's very unlikely we see anything north of 20%, frankly. But yeah, we have inflation worse than we've had. If you're on my channel, you have known that I've been calling for a 70s repeat for over a year now. More and more people are agreeing with me. I have a 52-year spreadsheet, which I give away with all kinds of economic metrics. It's in my free course. It's on Teachable. Go get it. So inflation isn't a problem, but we don't have hyperinflation. That's not
Gazy, Fugazi.
Yeah.
Is it more of a scare tactic?
Absolutely. They're probably, again, I don't know which video you saw on Stansberry. I've seen a few. They're basically what I call gold bugs, right? Fiat currency, the dollar's going to trash. The Fed is an idiot. Yep. They're trying to sell you gold. Gold's done nothing. Gold's a yellow metal, right? I mean, gold is, Yeah, it's all these Stansberry research has an opinion, and they're like a clock. They'll be right twice a broken clock is right twice a day.
Twice a day. Makes sense.
So I'm
And
not too concerned.
let's play this scenario that we were in hyperinflation.
Okay. Sure.
We're at 50%.
Okay, let's play it.
What then?
Well, first and foremost, I'm going to be really thankful I have all my debt at fixed rate. So let's just play this out. We suddenly snap our fingers, we're at 50% monthly inflation. What has to happen? Well, first off, the Fed, right? The Fed has two jobs: stable prices, full employment. We get to 50% monthly inflation. The Fed's taking rates up a la Paul Volcker. Fed rates will go up to 20, 25, 30, 40%, like that. What's going to happen to my fixed rate debt? Doesn't move. Doesn't change. I got debt sub 4%. Doesn't change. What does change? Rent. So I cash flow more. My debt. Oh, by the way, we go to 50% inflation. Your 3% debt will be inflated away. It'll be nothing. We get 50% inflation. God, it's lots of stuff breaks. Anything variable rate debt breaks. Commercial market breaks. It's bad. Lots of bad things happen. Lots of bad things happen.
Well, let's be thankful we're not there.
No, we're not there. We won't get there. We won't see it. It is purely a scare. We do have inflation. We do have bad inflation. We have 40-year bad inflation, but 8%, I have corrected the math. It's far more like 12 and a half. 12 and a half is not 50, right?
Yeah, it's interesting. I was trying to, as you're saying that, I have these pictures in my mind of seeing gas prices at like $17.
Oh yeah, dude, a Big Mac would be like $14.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah, minimum wage would probably be like $30.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
Look, but I do think inflation is going to be a problem. I think inflation is north of 5% throughout the year, which is crazy to think about. So
Right. Compared to 08, compared to 07, because I remember gas prices being, they weren't as high as they were today.
Mhm.
What was 08? What was 07? Do you remember the inflation then?
it's in my spreadsheet. I don't think inflation was that bad. I want to call it 3.5%, 4%.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because again, some things went up like gas, but
Right.
other things went down. We did have some items that had deflation.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this is the worst since 1981, 82.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I learned a lot.
There you
I
go.
hope the
Well, very
viewers
cool.
Learned something too.
There you go. Yeah. Don't let anybody scare you. Anybody who says the United States is in hyperinflation, stop following. They are trying to scare you. It is not reality. We do not have hyperinflation. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you, Zuber.